Hey everyone, we need to talk about some big GST changes happening in India that are about to have a very real impact on your wallet. Seriously, whether you're saving up for something big or just trying to manage your monthly budget, this is something you're going to want to hear. So let me ask you, have you been thinking about a big purchase lately? Maybe a new car, a bigger TV for the living room, or finally getting that AC unit before the next heat wave hits? Well, if you said yes to any of those, I've got some good news for you. Holding off on that purchase for just a little while could literally save you a ton of money. So yeah, let's get right into why that is. Okay, first up, let's talk about the heavy hitters. You know, the major purchases that can really make a dent in your bank account.
This is where it gets really interesting. There is a massive drop in taxes for a whole bunch of home electronics. We are talking about a full 10% reduction, from 28% all the way down to 18%. This applies to things like air conditioners, TVs bigger than 32 inches, computer monitors, projectors, even dishwashers. That is a serious price cut.
Now, before you get too carried away, one quick heads up. Unfortunately, this awesome price drop does not apply to two of the most popular gadgets out there, smartphones and laptops. For now, their GST rates are staying right where they are.
All right, so what about cars? Well, for smaller cars, we're talking petrol cars under 1200 cc and diesel under 1500 cc, both less than 4 meters long. The GST is plummeting from 28% down to 18%. And hey, it's not just the small cars. Even the bigger, pricier luxury vehicles are getting a bit cheaper. Their total tax rate is dropping from that 45 to 48% range down to a flat 40%.
Okay, so that covers the big stuff. But what about the things you're buying every single week? Let's take a look at how your daily life is going to be impacted.
This is where you're probably going to feel the difference most often. A whole bunch of everyday essentials are seeing their tax rates slashed from 18% all the way down to just 5%. We're talking about staples like cooking oil and ghee, personal care stuff like shampoo, and yeah, even snacks like bhuja.
Just look at that number. 5%. That's the new, much lower tax rate you're going to start seeing on so many things you buy all the time. That should bring some welcome relief to household budgets, for sure. And it's not just about things you can put in a shopping bag. The cost of self-care is going down too. Things like your gym membership, getting a haircut at the barber shop or salon, even your yoga classes, they're all dropping into this much lower 5% GST bracket.
So, beyond our shopping carts and wellness routines, there are some incredibly important changes happening in two really key areas, health and education.
And this one is huge. Both health insurance and life insurance will now have zero GST. That's right, zero. The tax on these absolutely essential financial safety nets is being completely removed, which should make them a lot more accessible for everyone.
The 0% tax bracket also now covers 36 specific life-saving medicines and essential school supplies for students, like maps, globes, and notebooks. And there's more good news. Other common medicines and medical devices, like glucometers, are also getting cheaper, with their tax rate dropping to just 5%. Okay, so we've talked about all of the things getting cheaper, but the government is also making it very clear which items are going to be taxed at the highest possible rate. Let's take a look at this sin and luxury category.
So what exactly falls into this top tier? Well, as we saw, luxury cars are in this bracket, no surprise there. They're joined by tobacco products and those aerated sugary drinks. But what's really interesting is that this also includes tickets to live sporting events like IPL matches. So catching a game in person is about to get a bit more expensive.
And this chart here just lays out the whole strategy perfectly. You can see a very clear three-tiered approach. You've got a low tax of 5% on daily essentials, a standard rate of 18% on a lot of consumer goods, and then that high rate of 40% on luxury and so-called sin items.
So we've covered what's changing and by how much. But there is one final, absolutely crucial piece of information you need to know: when all of this actually kicks in.
Okay, get ready to mark your calendars. All of these GST changes we've talked about, both the price cuts and the hikes, are set to roll out on September 22nd. So if you're planning to buy one of those items that's getting a big price cut, it is absolutely worth it to wait until that date.
At the end of the day, it's really as simple as this. A little bit of knowledge and just a little bit of patience can translate into some real, tangible savings in your pocket. Knowing the date is knowing when to make your move.
So, Now the power is in your hands. You have all the info you need to plan your purchases strategically. The only question left is, what are you going to do? What's the first thing you'll be buying after September 22nd? Or what big purchase will you be holding off on for now? Definitely something to think about.